Welcome to Extra Hit Points, everybody. It's probably December 4th. It's December 4th right now. It could be like the 5th, according to you.
It could be the
viewer.
6th, 7th.
I'm Ryan Miller.
It could be the 8th.
And he's definitely on December 5th. It's Matt Amberg.
It's the calendar man himself.
The calendar man.
The calendar
Check
man.
back. What does he actually do in the Batman universe? I've never read a book of his.
Oh,
A
yeah.
book where
So
he's in it.
he's super into the calendar. And he's like, hey, guess what? On this date, Abraham Lincoln was killed. And he provides a whole bunch of historical facts. And
Do you actually know? Because I bet you're really, really accurate right now.
I don't think I've ever read anything where he wasn't like caught immediately as like a joke, like, or he was already in prison, you know, like he's been there, but I've never read where he was like actually the villain, you know, he was like. Yeah.
Are we just talking Arkham games then? Because that's where that's the
no.
only...
I've seen him in the comics, but only in that capacity, like almost the same capacity as in the Arkham comics.
I've only seen him in the Arkham games, and
Arkham games.
What is this? That Arkham Knight, and he's only in jail, I think.
Yeah, and if
that's not Knight. It's
Arkham City. Yeah, and if you set your thing correctly, like you set your day up and everything, or your computer right, he'll give you hints and things.
So that's right. If you're a calendar man too, this is definitely the podcast where we talk about the nominees for the Game Awards.
Smooth.
It's a tradition. Like, I am also in jail of my own mind.
It's a prison. There's a lot of Creed playing, and
oh jeez, no, that's an actual prison.
Yeah, not the movie. That's the bummer. It's
no, that's just fine actually.
Yeah, that would be okay. But no, it's Scott Stapp trying to Eddie Vedder your ears off. But here we are on the calendar,
prison
man.
Of sound.
We are here ready to talk about the Game Awards. Game Awards are coming up this Thursday, December 7th. We're going to be there. I'm going to be there for the first time in the history of Zero Hit Points land.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the same place at the same time that isn't PAX.
You mean we as in like actually both of us, not we as in Zero Hit Points, but I'm just going.
Yes.
See?
Accurate.
Pretty cool.
I like it when you're formal. You're formal, but you like to party and you're accurate.
Formal fetish? Is that what you're...
Maybe. How's your tie action?
Oh, hold on. Let me take off this tie real quick. Yeah, I don't feel real comfortable with this. I'm not wearing a tie.
Even not worse. Anymore.
Oh. Hey, I thought we were going to forget about this because it's been on the list and we just keep forgetting to mention it because our lives are horrible. Outside of this, technically, if you like work or money, I guess, is where that comes from.
No, it's got nothing to do with liking work. Let's just be clear. It has to do with money.
But for the people who might like work,
you are
money,
sicken me, and I wish you nothing but the worst in your life because your happiness is depressing to me, and I am threatened by you.
Well, enough about that is what I'm saying. Let's do a Zero Hit Points thing.
Okay.
And a Zero Hit Points thing that we couldn't be colder on. I don't even know what the nominees are, which is I've at least passingly glanced at it before we do one of these things, but again, no time.
You will not be surprised. There are about 4 games to 5 games that are in every category that are specific to that aren't specific to indie games or something real narrow-minded. It's gonna be about
pretty standard. Some Assassin's Creed Origins.
I feel like that's not the right phrasing, but you know what? We're gonna go with it because my mind has been narrowed to these nominees for the first category we're gonna talk about. This is the weirdest category.
Where did it come from? I didn't see this category coming.
No, nobody did, but somebody did. It's the...
You're going to have to say it at some point.
You say it. You know what? Actually...
Am I starting?
Yeah,
we usually ping-pong the categories and the nominees, so whoever starts, that's just where it goes.
Yeah, I think
who's going to get Game of the Year?
No. I think this year, just you read them.
Oh, okay.
I think you just read them. Just read the titles.
Okay.
And
I think I just read them too. Watch.
Okay, watch.
Best Chinese game.
That was really good.
Is it though?
A fan voted award to recognize the most popular game in China as judged by the Game Awards viewers in China.
Is Tencent a donor this year or something?
Tencent? You mean Tencent, the owners of soon to be nominated PUBG, the mobile game. They are not involved in this. They don't have anything. They don't have anything here. I mean, they probably have, to be fair, Tencent probably does own like some stock in every one of these games. Yeah, in every one of these things. So here are nominees. Monument Valley 2. Then there's a whole bunch of Chinese characters. I assume.
You might want to skip those.
Yeah, we'll skip over those. I think we'll just say the name of the game that's in English that I can read. So Monument Valley 2.
This next nominee.
JX3 HD, Gumballs, Icy, and King of Glory. Now, as far as going into this blind, I would say we've got at least 2 games in the running.
You've heard of 2 of these games?
No, well, I was 2 games in the running for having good titles.
Oh, okay. You're right. That's how we do it. Maybe we should typically this podcast has been a lot of us saying no idea. Like, let's choose a winner based on something besides having played them or knowing them, because we don't play enough of these games. No. Mostly, even this year, probably going to be worse than most even. So
it was a rough year. There were minimal games.
Although I do Monument Valley too. I would probably be voting that even if I had played these other games. I kind of feel like
you might. And looking at the screenshots chosen, I feel like that's the one I would pick also, even though I want Gumballs to win, because I'm not sure what's going on in the screenshot, but I like it.
That's true.
I'm into it.
That's good. That's true. It looks like a match. It looks like a Candy Crush.
It's a match made in hell, but I'm going to go download it as soon as we're done here. That's what I'm going to tell you.
We should probably keep moving. Best debut indie game presented by Schick Hydro.
Schick Hydro, get shaved, recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2017.
Take a Schick.
Winners selected by fan voting.
Sorry.
No, we're good. Nominees.
Slime Rancher.
Yeah.
Did we do developers on the last one?
We didn't, but we should do them for this one.
Slime Rancher from Monomi Park. Mr. Shifty from Team Shifty. Hollow Knight from Team Cherry. Golf Story from Sidebar Games, and Cuphead from Studio MDHR.
Here's the thing. It really wouldn't matter if any of these games were better, quote unquote, because Cuphead stole my heart and my soul. So
I don't know how anything doesn't win but Cuphead.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard good things about Golf Story, and it looks actually kind of cool.
It looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't really know much about it. Slime Rancher, I've watched people play. I'm not into it personally. Mr. Shifty,
that was big on Xbox.
Mr. Shifty does look great. Hollow Knight looks like fun too, but Cuphead was totally Cuphead.
Yeah, consider it. I mean, sure, they all look fine. Consider this though, Cuphead.
Yeah, have you for president?
Best esports team. The esports team judged to be the most outstanding for performance in 2017, inclusive of multi-team organizations like
sports,
Team Liquid, SK Telecom One. How have I heard of them before? Lunatic High, FaZe Clan, and Cloud9, which I think is a popular service offered by. That's where I keep all my files, isn't it?
Do you?
I don't know.
You've heard of SK Telecom One because they were nominated last year and the year before that.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, they've finally invaded my headspace with all their constant Game Awards nominations.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna say some things. So, I actually am pretty familiar at this point with all the teams because I don't know why I watch the internet
what have
anymore.
You been doing?
Yeah, wasting my time. I can tell you this much. One of the dudes who's involved with FaZe Clan, I don't know if it's the actual guy, like if it's his thing or whatever.
Is he one of the guys? I'm
not sure exactly what his deal is. I don't know. I think it's his team or something, but the guy's just a wang. I don't know.
Okay, so FaZe for the loss. That's all we know.
That's all. I'm rooting for a loss on this one. Everybody else, you're tied for a win. Go for it, team.
The American politics approach.
Yeah. Right. Hey, esports.
Next up, best esports player, presented by Omen, depending on what side of the tracks you're from, by HP. The esports player judged to be the most outstanding performer in 2017, irrespective of game. Let's see if your buddy's on here. We got Kuro Kuroki, Salehe Takachamihi,
Good.
Team Liquid. No, I nailed it. Jihong Ryu from Seoul Dynasty, Korea. Seoul.
You might want to mention the games they play too. I don't know.
Why did I skip that part?
Kuroki plays Dota 2. Ryu Jiang plays Overwatch.
Did I say Dota 2? Let's start this category over again.
Yeah, no, especially since you got the guy's name right the first time.
Niko Kovac. Do these guys all have nicknames? They're stealing our shtick here. This is your thing, man.
I'm furious.
Jeez. From FaZe Clan. Oh, there he is. Is that your dude?
He's not.
Nico?
No. I think it's the guy who owns
sorry.
it. That's the thing. Is I think it's FaZe. Like he's the dude. He's just a wang.
Counter-Strike Go. And Marcelo Coldzera David from SK Gaming. Counter-Strike Go as well. And Lee Sang Hyuk Faker is his nickname that he put after. See, he doesn't even know how to do it right. He put his nickname. You do name quotes, last name. Anyways, he's from SK Telecom. Also, League of Legends.
Yeah, I don't know any of these dudes to the point where I'm like, yeah, that's the guy I want to root for. I know I see Faker's name all the time because he's a very good LoL player, and I see Ryu Jihong's name because he's a good Overwatch player. So I'm going to go with that guy because I like Overwatch more than I like any of the other games. So
someday we should go back and see how we actually did.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. Best esports game.
A game.
For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience. I don't care. I'm just going to keep saying it that way. Experience to X-Player. No, I'm just saying it. To X-Players. Inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates irrespective of game or platform. We have here Rocket League from Psyonix, League of Legends from Riot.
Dota, or platform.
What? Yes, definitely. That's what it was. Dota 2 from Valve, Counter-Strike Global Offensive from Valve, and Overwatch from Blizzard.
I'm not going to lie. This actually has nothing to do with my personal, like just my issues or whatever, but I am actually going with Rocket League on this. I think Rocket League is really the most fun esport out of all of those listed for me to watch. Irrespective of genre or platform, I think Overwatch wins this. I don't think it's a real tough.
Sure.
Strong. I don't think it's a tough fight. But I like Rocket League better.
For me. I couldn't tell you between Overwatch and Rocket League right now.
I would take the League.
Let's read. Okay, let me read the description. Delivered the best overall esports experience to players. I don't know enough. I'm going to have to recuse myself.
Well, we don't know. What is this?
I don't know what kind of experience either of these companies are delivering as far as their game goes. I just know what game. I played the games, but I've never looked at any of their esports offerings. Like I don't know like how the tournament's organized or the quality of production going on here. I mean, I guess if I had to make an educated guess based on these two things I just said, I'd go with Blizzard.
See, there you go. But you've made a choice. Let's move on.
All right. Okay. A trending gamer for a streamer, influencer, or media member who has made an important impact on the industry this calendar year. Steven Spone from Able Gamers. Mike Grzysic. Man, come on, guys. Just Grzysic from Shroud. Guy Beam. Dr. Disrespect himself, I see. And Clint Lexa from Half Coordinated, and Andrea Renee from What's Good Games.
I do not know how Dr. Disrespect doesn't win this. Like that's
really that good. I know you were watching him the other day.
It's not even a matter of just that good. It's like the guy is just that popular. I mean, overall, he is like out of all these guys, he and Shroud, I think I hear the most about every because they're constantly going back and forth. They both play PUBG, and the Doc has just blown up this past year.
He's made the most important impact on the industry this calendar year.
Apparently, he just won the streamer of the year or whatever somewhere else. And
I don't want to hear about streamer of the year.
And
this is trending gamer.
Yeah,
you don't tell me about streamer of the year.
He is a trending streamer that games with his fake hair and his.
I'm gonna go with Andrea Renee.
You would choose Andrea Renee because she's like,
she seems
what's
real
good
positive.
games?
She's maybe more of a traditional hostess.
I've never watched Squid Games. I actually don't know half coordinated. I'm familiar with Steven Spohn and Mike Grziak, Shroud, but I'm mostly familiar with Shroud through Dr. Disrespect, and so I think it's
that's funny.
I think the Dinkter. I think the Dinkter wins.
Alrighty, best student game awarded to the best student project created at the high school or college level. We have Meaning from Hariz Yet, DigiPen Institute of Technology, Singapore. Levels Squared from Kip Brennan. He's the front runner on name alone so far. Steven Scoglio, oh man, 2 for 2. And Dane Perry Svensson from Swinburne University of Technology. Impulsion from Hugo Verger, Remy Bertrand, Maxime Lupinski from the IIM Institut de l'Internet et de Multimédia. Come on.
Nice!
Man. And Falling Sky from Jonathan Nielsen, Nikolai Sevov, Mosen Shah, National Film and Television School. Why am I reading all the names? Why do I do this to myself?
Because it's important. These people deserve your respect and your...
pronunciation.
No, well, calm down.
Hollowed from Aaron Merrick, Jarek Flores, Charlie Chocourd from the University of Central Florida, and the Florida Interactive Entertainment Academy, and from Light from Faffin' About from USC. That's his gamer tag, right?
That's his first name and her last name.
Lifestyle from the University of Southern California. Hey, locals. All right. So it's a toss-up between the local people for me.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Level Squared strictly from Kip Brennan, Steven Scoglio, Dane Perry Svensson from the Swinburne University of Technology. It's too good. I don't know what the games are. I've never played any of them, but that looks great.
Not a one.
Cool.
They all look cool. Good job.
Moving on.
Best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. We've got Pyre from Supergiant Games, Night in the Woods from Infinite Fall. Hey, I played that. Cuphead from Studio MDHR. Hey, I played that. What Remains of Edith Finch from Giant Sparrow, Annapurna Interactive, and Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice from Ninja Theory, which I kind of want to play.
I really want to play that. I've only heard good things about it.
Yep, and it's Ninja Theory.
Yeah, and I've got a theory that I want to run past them, and it's definitely has to do with ninjas.
You're going with them? You're choosing them for this?
No, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely going with Cuphead. I just have a ninja theory I want to pass. Sure. I just want to bat around some ideas. That's all. No, I think
Night in the Woods is fine creatively. Like what little I played of it, like that seems really cool. Well written, fun ideas.
Pyre, same way, man. Pyre looks great.
Heard good things.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
This picture right here, beautiful.
Edith Finch. I again another game that I really only heard good things about. But again,
consider this.
Okay.
Cuphead.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I do. As much as I'm leaning Cuphead on this, I think I'm choosing Cuphead also, because even out of all of these existing and being there, Cuphead would have been the one that drew my attention the most, and it did. So, thank you.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You are awarded your opinion. Most anticipated game presented by McCafe.
McCafe. Hey, you know what? When you're thirsty in the morning, you got to get out there, get on that field. You got to get running. Maybe swing by a Mickey D's, grab yourself a McCafe and a sausage McGriddle for $3.99.
Why are we sponsored by McCafe all of a sudden?
Why aren't we? Neither of us drink coffee, so we can't tell anybody how good it is.
Awarded to an upcoming game that has shown significant ambition and promise. Title must be announced and scheduled for release after December 7th. Okay, thanks for including your specifications It's because these are unreleased games. That's why.
Yeah,
I got The Last of Us Part 2. This is most anticipated. I totally forgot the freaking category.
You should read it, but also comprehend what you're reading.
Oh, it's too much to ask at this late hour.
It's so late. All right, so we got The Last of Us Part 2 from Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive, Red Dead Redemption 2 from Rockstar Games, Monster Hunter World from Capcom, Marvel's Spider-Man from Insomniac Games, Sony Interactive, and God of War, Santa Monica Studios, Sony Interactive.
I gotta say, man, I'm going with Cuphead again.
Yeah, no, Cuphead is definitely my most anticipated game from presented by McCafe.
I've been anticipating playing that for some time.
Yeah,
now.
so what do you think here? Where are you headed with your most anticipated game presented by McCafe?
Actually, you want my honest answer?
I do. I would love it. I'm very curious about this because I think I know what it is.
I guess Red Dead Redemption 2.
You liar! I don't believe you.
Twist my arm.
I don't believe you.
What?
I don't.
You think I'd choose something besides that?
I do. I actually think that you're...
I mean, I'm going to get Spider-Man, but...
I think you anticipate that more because you don't know what you're getting out of Spider-Man, whereas Red Dead Redemption 2, you're anticipating highly because you know what you're going to get and you're looking forward to it. But Spider-Man, totally different world. I am telling you, you're more excited for the other game. I am right.
You make a compelling argument for the brain dead...
So I'm right then. Yeah.
Turn it back on me. No, Red Dead.
Yeah, no, Red Dead for sure. No question on that. Yeah.
Best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre. We have Fortnite from Epic Games, Call of Duty World War II from Sledgehammer Activision, Splatoon 2 from Nintendo, Mario Kart 8 from Nintendo, Destiny 2, it's a little game from Bungie. I don't know if you're familiar. It's a sequel.
Yes, I hate it. Good.
Okay. And PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds from the PUBG Corporation.
PUBG.
Whoa. I mean, I know they incorporated. I didn't realize they incorporated as PUBG.
Yeah, they're the PUBGs.
That's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't name themselves that. Everybody else named them that.
It's true.
They stole it.
They're thefts. I'm gonna go with Fortnite on this one for me personally.
Are you?
I don't think it's a question. I think both the PvE and the PvP in that game are just fun. Period. PUBG is gonna win almost certainly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think there's any question here. I am a little surprised that Destiny is actually listed here based on how much feedback the community in general has given that game, and it seems that community is not thrilled with the current state of the game.
No. I mean, they have complaints, but it's been overwhelmingly positive, I'd say. That thing was on fire on good fire. Not on bad fire. Destiny 1 bad fire. This one was on good fire when it came out for a long time. Yeah, remember? Everybody was playing that thing.
Yeah, and I think the thing was that everybody was playing it, and then everybody burned on it really fast because it had no more pull to it.
Definitely been a little bit of that, sure.
And so that's I think it's kind of interesting that out of all these, I mean, Fortnite is another one that I honestly don't even think, to a point, should even be here because neither should PUBG. Why are early access games getting best game of the year?
Yeah. Fortnite's not even technically out.
Well, neither is PUBG. Like, that's not technically released either. I think it's still an early access, but it's what the hell?
Yeah. They're supposedly going to make 1.0 this
Mario
year on
Kart.
PC.
Bam.
Neutral third party for the win. But technically, I do agree with you that PUBG, I think probably going to take it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I haven't played it, so if I had to actually choose one, it'd be Fortnite. Which not that I'm doing that out of, not that I feel cheated for having to do that. Like, I've had fun with that. It would be well deserving of the win. But yeah, I don't think anybody's knocking PUBG out of the running here.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. Best sports racing game. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game, we got Project Cars 2, Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 from PES Productions, Konami, NBA 2K18 from 2K, if you can believe it, GT Sport from Polyphony, Sony, Forza Motorsport 7 from Turn 10 and Microsoft, FIFA 18 from EA Vancouver, EA. I have not played one of these.
I'll tell you what bugs the piss out of me about this one. The line for this is for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. How the hell is Rocket League not in this?
Oh, you're right. How is there not a non-traditional one in this at all? Like, why they should have just dropped that?
I guess maybe because Rocket League's been out for 1,000 years, but like, I don't know.
It made the other one. It came out in some capacity.
Exactly. I mean, I guess Overwatch also last year, so maybe it's just because it's ongoing. I guess
in
that's
the category
their thing.
being esports.
Yeah, whatever. All right, fine. I still give this one to Rocket League, but
fair. Again, Cuphead, but
yeah, Forza Motorsport 7 probably just because it's real pretty looking.
I mean, as far as fandom goes, I feel like I don't know enough about the soccer or basketball games, but I feel like Project Cars 2 has kind of been where people have been going for. They seem to have a healthy community.
Fair.
GT Sport, I've heard, is kind of just strange. Like, I've heard people withholding reviews on that thing just because it's so largely online and they haven't had an actual event yet that it's hard to even say.
Sure.
Okay. Next category, you say?
Let's move on.
It's best strategy game, which is the best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. We're not respecting the platforms or the genres quite often in these categories.
Thankfully. They don't deserve it. Don't respect
We've got XCOM 2, War of the Chosen from Firaxis and 2K, Tooth and Tail from Pocket Watch, Total War Warhammer. Oh, right. Okay. Let me try that again. Total War Warhammer 2 from Creative Assembly and Sega. Halo Wars 2 from Creative Assembly also, and 343 Microsoft. And Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle from Ubisoft Paris Milan.
It's a good
and Ubisoft.
Good set of strat games here. I kind of hope XCOM 2 wins. That XCOM 2, like, man, Firaxis has been pumping stuff out for that game. And
War of the Chosen, is that the DLC or was that just a subtitle of XCOM 2?
It was DLC.
That I never knew?
It was DLC.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely should get back into it because they've just expanded that game to the point where it's crazy. Tooth and Tail's very good looking game. It's very cool. Total War, again, same thing. I have never had any interest whatsoever in the Halo Wars games. But
Halo what now?
The Halo Wars games, yeah, not so much. But Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, man. I think this game is really between this award is between those two games, between XCOM and Mario, and I kind of think Mario's going to take it.
I kind of hope Mario takes it, actually. I mean, no disrespect to XCOM. But. No,
it was super surprising. It kind of came out of nowhere. It mashed up a bunch of things together into something new, kind of new-esque, and I think it deserves that recognition. So
I've heard it's real good. I actually haven't heard a whole lot about the late game, but people seem real positive on that thing. Again, I don't know. I heard anything bad about it actually.
Yeah,
coming out, and it looks fun. Looks like something I would consider. At some point, my strategy averse man that I am.
I know it's something I am considering for my flight down.
Hey, there you go. So look forward to that. He's committed. And now we have best family game for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Splatoon 2 from Nintendo. Sonic Mania. There's another Sonic game on the Game of the Year awards again.
Crazy balls.
Pagoda West Games, Headcanon, Sega. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle once again, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe once again, and Super Mario Odyssey from, let me see here, Nintendo did that one.
And and also, okay, best family game. I think this is weird that they added Doom VR, but that's a fantastic Cuphead.
Best way to murder your family game.
Indeed,
that was probably not.
Yeah, this is actually pretty easy for me. This is Mario Kart. I've played that with my family. I've had friends over. We played it. It's more so than Super Mario. I think more so than Splatoon. More so, like Sonic Mania and I shouldn't say anything about Sonic Mania because I actually don't know.
No.
But Splatoon and Mario, both the Mario Rabbids and Mario Odyssey, like they both do have multiplayer components, kind of.
I was gonna say I don't feel like that's a real.
But they're not. Those aren't family games. Like that to me is like, I don't know. Like when I hear family, that's the for family play, Mario Kart is the winner
Right.
here.
Like family friendly maybe, but I don't see like a group gathering around those games like they would Mario Kart 8 or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Splatoon 2 maybe, but I feel like that's...
But again, it's...
being a shooter, you're not going to... It depends on the family, I guess, at that point.
Right.
My family, not gathering around that thing.
No, so yeah, my family would rather gather around the best fighting game.
Nice. Perfect. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat, like Tekken 7 from Bandai Namco, Nidhogg 2 from Mishoof Games, we played that.
We did.
And Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite from Capcom, Injustice 2 from NetherRealm, Warner Brothers, and ARMS from Nintendo and Nintendo.
Yeah, this is not even a question for me. It's Injustice. So
I can see that.
I
will actually play Tekken 7 at some point. I'll tell you right now.
Really?
I've heard enough things about it, and I've never played a Tekken. I think that's one to try for me.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that a PlayStation game you're gonna do, or are you gonna do that? I think that's the only place Tekken is. Is it? I don't know that it's on.
No idea.
Yeah,
I haven't got that far into it.
Injustice 2, though, it is a great game. The storyline's a lot of fun. Characters are always fun. The DLC choices have been pretty diverse. A lot of interesting stuff they've added. The whole gear system in the game is pretty unique too. So it's a good game. It's a fighting game. And
are you sure?
Yeah.
You sound forlorn about it for some reason.
There are things that I wish had changed, but
Okay.
No, it's
fine.
a great.
For me, it's
a great game.
Having not played Injustice 2, for me, it's between that and Nidhogg, actually.
Nidhogg.
Completely, like apples and oranges, really. But,
yeah. They're pretty much the same game.
Injustice 2 has more going for it. You're right. It's got a story mode. I feel like it's got more legs. Nidhogg, to me... Because even if I haven't played Injustice, I get the idea. Like,
well, you played Mortal Kombat,
yeah,
so you know Injustice. It's just
necessarily surprised, as far as that goes. But Nidhogg is just naked fun, even when you are wearing clothes. You know?
Oh man, scraping the dingle. I don't know.
Swordplay. Nidhogg 2. That's why. Because you can do it. Best role-playing game for the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So, South Park: The Fractured Butthole from Ubisoft, Final Fantasy 15 from Square Enix, Divinity: Original Sin from Larian. Sorry, Original Sin 2. There's a second Sin that you can do from Larian Studios. Nier Automata, or Automata, depending on, again, where you're from Platinum Games, Square Enix, and Persona 5 from Atlas. Oh, shoot. You got Persona 5, didn't you?
I did.
You play that?
Yeah. I have never finished it. Really good game,
has.
though. It's very time-consuming.
As is an RPG.
Yeah, and we actually...
A JRPG.
I actually have Final Fantasy 15 as well. And
really?
Yeah, and I...
did not know you picked that up.
Yeah.
You haven't played that yet.
We've had it for a while. Daisy plays it. I've sat there with her and watched her play it. I've never actually hands-on because I haven't.
No, that's how you do a Final Fantasy.
Close enough. But in this one, I actually would probably either go with Nier or Divinity just based on everything I've read and heard, and probably I'd go with Nier because that game is supposed to just be just incredible. I mean, Persona flat out looks, out of all of them, I think looks the most gorgeous. That game is ridiculous looking. You're playing an anime.
True.
But
true.
But everything I've heard story wise and everything, I think Nier is going to take that one.
Just for sheer, not crazy. I feel like craziness is selling it short. Like just creativity, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah.
Like I feel like Nier would put it over the top for me. Divinity, I know nothing about Final Fantasies. I heard fine. Like people like it. It did well.
It's okay. But it's like Final Fantasy is one of those series too that unfortunately, I guess to a point, it is consistently connected or compared to the other games in the series. So the games never get to really stand on their own. And
there's a lot of baggage with that thing.
Yeah, and in comparing that, it's like it's not as good as it's never going to be as good as like 7 and For a lot of people, it won't be as good as 11 or whatever it was. I don't know. So it was okay. Daisy played it for a bit and it didn't grab her like the other Final Fantasies did.
And I've heard way more just about Automata and Persona 5 even for that matter.
Yeah.
South Park, kind of wonder why it's on this list. I didn't hear a whole ton about that. Was it a slow year for RPGs?
Apparently.
Best action adventure game. For the best action adventure game. Okay. I feel like they could have left that out of the description. Combining combat and traversal and puzzle solving. Uncharted The Lost Legacy from Naughty Dog and Sony. Assassin's Creed Oranges from Ubisoft. And Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild from Nintendo. Super Mario Odyssey from Nintendo. And Horizon Zero Dawn from Guerrilla Games and Sony. This is a nice list, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong category.
This is an all right one.
Yeah,
I haven't played any of them.
So I've played Breath of the Wild, played Mario Odyssey. I think
you get Horizon.
I have not. I have not. I do want that game. Between Breath of the Wild and between Mario, I mean, I think Zelda is definitely coming out on top of there. But I think this category does end up coming down to Zelda and Horizon. And it will not surprise me that if Horizon takes this, honestly.
Really?
Zelda is great. Like, don't get me wrong. Zelda is a wonderful, beautiful game. It is fantastic in a lot of ways. I think Horizon is, again, it's really pretty. A new hero, it's a new IP. I think it has some things going for it that Zelda just doesn't. But I think either one is going to be a great choice.
I've heard Horizon's compelling, no doubt. I've heard a lot of back and forth between that and Breath of the Wild, actually, because I believe Horizon came out shortly before Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild was kind of the thing that stole everybody away from Horizon, it seems like.
Probably, yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, I feel like Zelda's the one.
I think Zelda's probably poised for it, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me either direction.
Well, okay. Next category, best action game. For the best game in the action genre focused on combat. So you get Prey from Arcane and Bethesda, Neo from Team Ninja and Sony, Destiny 2 from Bungie Activision, Cuphead from Studio MDHR. That looks like a good game. Wolfenstein 2 from Machine Games and Bethesda.
So Neo is the only one out of these four that I have no frame of reference with.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, from everything I've heard, the gunplay is the same, while the guns the guns are they may feel a little different, but the gunplay overall is exactly the same. So we kind of have an idea of what Destiny 2 is. Prey, I played a bunch of. Cuphead, clearly. Wolfenstein 2, I think, again, another one we know exactly what we're getting with that game, regardless of playing it.
Although that's one where I feel like the action is largely narrative, like that's a set piece game,
totally agree.
Right there. Which you could probably say the same for Destiny 2. Would you call Prey something like that? Prey, I feel like the things I've heard about it feel more like a slow burn, like a slow.
Yeah, I would actually put it more of a slow burn, less the set piece thing, but the set piece thing does definitely come into play.
Would you call that an action game? Do you think
Definitely.
Prey is okay? All right.
Yeah, no, and that's the one I'm gonna go with. It's between that and Cuphead, because I have considered Cuphead, but I think
Cuphead is actually a weird choice for me for this category. Like, I guess it's an action. Yeah, no, sure. There's tons of action all the time, but I feel like platformer is a better.
Right, but as far as a platformer goes, like, for example, Braid would not be an action game, right? But that's a platformer. Whereas I think this is an action game, and I think that in regards
there's a ton of action. Okay,
in regards to the way that it's portrayed and played, I think it's probably some of the best. I mean, we've talked about this. Some of the best platforming and gunplay like that, like in a long time. It's really good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was going to choose it to win this category anyways,
obviously.
But it just seems like a weird fit. So Cuphead, there you go.
Yeah,
or Prey. There you go.
I'm going to go with Prey on this one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
will pray to that Cuphead takes it. Best VR AR game for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. Superhot VR from the Superhot team. Star Trek Bridge Crew from Red Storm Entertainment and Ubisoft. Lone Echo / Echo Arena from Ready at Dawn, Oculus. Farpoint from Impulse, Sony Interactive, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard from Capcom.
So out of all of these, I didn't play any of them.
Okay. Well, you played Resident Evil 7, but not in VR.
Correct. But and we've played Superhot, but not in VR, actually, too, for that matter. All I've heard about the VR Resident Evil 7 stuff is good. Is that it was executed like very well, really effective.
I agree.
It looks great. As much as I love Superhot as a game, and probably is amazing in VR, I think I want Resident Evil to take this because I just want to see Resident Evil 7 win something here, and I think this is probably going to be the best category it's got a chance to win in.
It's a rough, I don't know how I'd compare, really, because what you would need to do to win a VR category, I feel like you need to experience. I know what Superhot is. I know what Resident Evil 7 is. I've seen gameplay. I get the idea. But how does that translate to VR? What did they do to, make it stronger in that environment?
Right.
I guess.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So you're going with Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Correct.
Fair enough.
Best handheld game for the best game playable on a dedicated portable gaming system. I wonder if do Switch games make it into this? No. Okay, good. Poochie and Yoshi's. Did they named a game? They put. Okay, wait.
Yeah, wait. Poochie from The Simpsons?
Right. Yeah.
It's not spelled the right way.
Oh well.
Poochie from The Simpsons is Poochie, not Poochy. It's not poopy. Okay. It's Poochie. Right.
Okay, well, so Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World from Good Feel and Nintendo.
Good Feel!
Monster Hunter Stories from Marvelous Nintendo. Metroid Samus Returns from Mercury Steam and Nintendo. Ever Oasis from Grezzo and Nintendo. Fire Emblem Echoes Shadow of Valentia from Intelligent Systems and Nintendo. These are all from Nintendo.
It's weird. I used to live in Valencia. Valencia, California.
How are the shadows?
They're fiery. I have not played any of these games, but just based on everything in my life and how awful the world is right now, I want Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World because it just is fun. And I actually went out of my way to buy the yarn amiibos of nice. Yoshi because they're just beautiful. They're very cool. Many? I have 3 of them.
Okay, that's cool. Are they all exactly the same, just different color?
One is a giant one, it's a big one, and then I have 2 little ones that are one is green and one is pink.
Okay,
I need the blue one.
You just doxed your Yoshis.
YoshiDocs.com.
Best mobile game for the best game playable on a dedicated mobile device. We have Fire Emblem Heroes from Intelligent Systems and Nintendo. Are we going to do this again? Super Mario Run from Nintendo. Okay. Old Man's Journey from Broken Rules. Monument Valley 2 from Gosh dang it. Us 2 Games.
US2.
It's their fault, not mine. And Hidden Folks from Adrian Dijon. Sylvian Tegrog.
Sylvan. I don't know anything about that game, Hidden Folks, but I am honestly gonna go look for it right now because that looks like an amazing Where's Waldo thing.
Absolutely gonna check that out,
and I want to look at that. Look, Super Mario Run is a great game.
I loved it.
No question about it. It didn't quite hold my attention for as long as I would have liked, and I might go back to it at some point.
It's got some new content apparently,
but it's a great game. It's a great runner. It did a really good job of being what it was and being Nintendo's first thing. I think it was a great game.
Haven't played Monument Valley 2. Currently downloading Hidden Folks. So,
what are you downloading it on?
Super Mario Run. Nothing. I just said that for the benefit of the viewers. Best ongoing game awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. This is actually a good year for this, I feel like. We got Warframe, Digital Extremes, Rainbow Six Siege from Ubisoft, Overwatch from Blizzard, Grand Theft Auto Online from Rockstar, Destiny 2 from Bungie, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds from PUBG.
Okay. I am going to immediately jump into this one and say PlayerUnknown's does not win this. It's not an.
I was going to say
that is a bad. It should not be in this category. That game is not an ongoing game. It's just a game that's always there. Like,
I mean, it's had good support. Like, I feel like they're working hard at making it. Again, it's early access at making it 1.0.
Right. But look, here's the thing:
ongoing.
If you're putting that in there, Fortnite should be in there too, because Fortnite Epic has been updating it, right? Like they've added the Silence SMG, they added the Bush, they're updating things. All
I would
PUBG
say even
is doing,
maybe more so than PUBG.
And
like,
no, 100%.
Like Fortnite's updating with different genres that they stolen from PUBG. So
it is 100% stealing and updating more. But what the reason PUBG is here is that they are going to show first gameplay footage of the new map for PUBG.
So?
Yeah, no, Garen Keeley said it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so it's
you're probably
happening.
right then.
Now here is something that's very interesting that I've been finding over the past couple of weeks. I've been watching this streamer named Tyga Stripe. Great streamer, super fun. He plays a lot of Warframe. Warframe is what Destiny was supposed to be. And now Warframe has been around long enough and they've built up so much that it really is that game. And it's super great. Like those developers are clearly into their community. They clearly listen and like that's a solid game.
Destiny 2, I don't know why it's on here really. Like I don't think it's been out long enough nor supported that well from what I know. Like the first DLC isn't even out yet, is it?
I don't know. Yeah, it's it's Destiny.
Haven't been following it?
I have not. GTA, Rockstar,
yeah.
Though, look,
solid.
They're putting out great stuff for what they're doing. It's just that I think the problem with the stuff they're putting out for me personally is that it is pseudo gated by the amount of money that you need in the game. And
what?
Oh yeah, man. That
okay, yeah. I guess we did run into that thing where we couldn't afford a bunker, or we could afford a bunker. We couldn't afford whatever the next.
No, but it's like that without like all the new. They're continuously. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying for me, like all the new cars, the tanks and stuff. Like I'll never be able to afford any of that stuff because you do have to grind that money. You've got to do the heists. You've got to do all this stuff. But
sure.
Rockstar is doing a great job putting out interesting content that is clearly bringing people back. Overwatch, Blizzard doing the same thing, bringing out new characters, maps. They're doing their holiday stuff. Blizzard's killing it.
Yeah, for me, actually, I think it's between Overwatch and, this might sound weird, but Rainbow Six.
It is.
I don't personally like the feel of that game, but from what I understand, it's done like a complete turnaround. Like it didn't launch well.
No.
Like that thing did not light the world on fire and has just grown since. And from what I can see,
it is totally my game. That's the game I'm picking here.
Yeah,
like more and more I play it, which Sean and I have been playing it. We played with some friends. The more I play it, the more I'm ready to like every time a season comes around. Yeah, I'm giving you the season money. I'm buying that pass because
they announced season 3, didn't they? Too?
I think it's season 4 actually.
Season 4. Oh, hey.
And the things that they showed for it is amazing. They are Ubisoft is owning this whole games as a service thing with this game, and it is the best implementation of it.
How did that happen?
Who knows? But that game right there for ongoing game deserves it over Overwatch in my opinion, just based on all the content they put out, the way they've implemented stuff, and how they turned it around.
I'd go with that. Like I love Overwatch because I just don't have to worry about buying cosmetics.
Right.
But the game is, I mean, as a game, Overwatch over Rainbow Six anytime. But
dude, you're gonna change your tune when that the Xbox is finally introducing digital game gifting.
I'm not.
When that
you
thing
keep threatening to
dude,
buy
when
this
that
game
thing goes
for
on
me,
sale
I would
digitally,
recommend against
when
it.
that thing goes on sale digitally, Sean and I are pooling our money. We're sucking you into this. We're gonna make you hate us so much.
Use your money wisely.
No, you can't tell me what to do, Dad. You're not
Games
impactful
for
enough for me.
Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. Message.
Why does it have to be pro-social? Why can't it be anti-social? Why
Dude,
can't it just be
have
like...
you ever had a
like,
massage? It's pro-social, dude.
It's... I don't know.
You're making friends with somebody, right? I went to the mall and got like a Chinese massage the other day, and she did like a great job on my hand. When I brought my hand up, there was a wedding ring on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Social, dude. Please knock on my door from Live All Games. Night in the Woods from Infinite Fall. Life is Strange Before the Storm from Deck 9 Square Enix. Bury Me, My Love. The Pixel Hunt. Figs Arte. My apologies to them. What Remains of Edith Finch from Giant Sparrow and Annapurna Interactive. And Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice from Ninja Theory.
Well, considering I don't know about some of these games, I'm definitely going with Hellblade because it's the one that I really do want to play.
You know, I've played Night in the Woods, and I'm going to go with Hellblade.
All right. The game that I want to impact me most is the game about Hellblades.
I don't know. Games for this is such a strange... I actually don't know what Hellblade does as far as... It looked like a fun game. I didn't know it had any sort of actual meaningful trappings about it. Night in the Woods... definitely has some of that. Like, that's very much a game in that vein. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Games for Impact. Are you impacted? I don't know. None of them impacted me enough to play them. So
I like how they changed the name of this category. It used to be Games for Change, and after we made fun of it for acting like they were all just cheap games that didn't cost very much money, change it to games. That's fine. I mean, as long as they're listening, I guess. Best performance awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. We have Melina Jurgens for Hellblade as Senua, Laura Bailey from Uncharted: The Lost Legacy as Nadine Ross, Claudia Black from Uncharted: The Lost Legacy as Chloe Frazier, Brian Bloom from Wolfenstein 2 as BJ Blazkowicz, and Ashley Birch from Horizon Zero Dawn as Eloy.
Man, Brian Bloom has piercing blue eyes. They're just piercing.
Doesn't he?
I'm looking at this photograph of him, and he's got this like subtle like smirk and his piercing blue eyes saying, "Hey, give me a foot massage and let's get some pasta."
Give me a social massage.
Give me a social massage and let's have some pasta.
Piercing Blue Eyes of the Year award goes to Brian Bloom.
Now, I've actually watched enough of the cutscenes to feel pretty comfortable with knowing what the quite a few of the performances are like overall. Like I've seen enough of the emotional arcs and the
Not
stuff.
me.
And I think in this one, I think Ashley Birch is a strong front runner, but I think Melina Jurgens, who played Senua, is should be the winner here. She did mocap for it, and the motion capture, I watched a video on her mocap, and it was just incredible. Like that woman was just incredible. She was incredible to watch as an actor, and it was just fantastic.
I've heard Uncharted does uncannily well with their storytelling, so
I think that this is the one where everything I've watched from that one in particular was not as, it was a little weaker than everything else. Like it was
definitely more traditional, I feel like.
Maybe.
But okay. So Brian Bloom then.
Piercing Bloom eyes.
Best audio design for recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. We have Destiny 2, again, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. You know who makes these games by now. Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario Odyssey.
This is another one that's actually pretty easy for me, and I totally go with Resident Evil on this one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Man, the sound design in that game was so important and so well done that, like, Breath of the Wild has some great sound, some great design in there, some amazing. This is like, you're thinking Foley work, you're thinking about those things, some amazing stuff in there. And same thing with Mario, man. Mario has some incredible work to it. I was actually telling Beth about it the other night that some of the sound effects in there are just tremendous. They're just so great to listen to.
Does that lose a little? Like, how do you compare a game like Mario to a game like Resident Evil?
Because
that are going for such two different.
Because they're environmental. So it's pretty easy for me to take it and go based on the environment that I'm in. How do they fit? Does that audio fit? And which one fits better? Which one feels more alive or whatever to me? And while Mario and I'm playing this with headphones on and I've got the game like right there, so I'm trying to immerse myself.
You're not going through like speakers on the Joy-Cons or anything,
right?
Like
No.
Doing this right, yeah. Gotcha.
No, yeah, and I did the same. Resident Evil. It just Resident Evil, and maybe it's the horror part of it. I don't know, but as far as setting up a theme and an environment and the feeling of what you're hearing and doing, I think Resident Evil does it better than the rest of them, but I think they're all doing a really, really good job. Zelda is fantastic, man. Some of the sounds the swords make when things break, when you jump on things, the effects that like when you use the magnet, like that, great sound.
What would you choose between Zelda and Mario?
Probably Zelda.
All right, so Zelda or Resident Evil, I guess might be the front runners here. Could be that might be the battle.
They would be for me,
but Resident Evil resonated with you more.
It
Resident Evil.
Orally, I'm being bashed in the face.
For best audio. Closely related, best score / music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. We've got Destiny 2.
We don't even need to read the nominees.
We've got to read it all so we appear impartial.
Because there is no question. If the obvious isn't chosen here, this is rigged.
Nier Automata. Dang it. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Persona 5, Cuphead.
Cuphead's got to win this. Cuphead has
right?
like everything about it. This should have just been best song in Cuphead. That's what this should have been. Because
I'm almost surprised Cuphead wasn't up for audio design too, actually.
Totally surprised. And I think the main reason my only thought there was they knew that audio-wise, Cuphead would take it in both the categories. No question.
That's true. They probably didn't put Cuphead in a lot of categories purposefully because it was just going to win. They can't. They got to stack it so that not one game is going home with too many.
Right, because in the very next category, which guess what? Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. We've got Destiny 2, Cuphead, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn. All really beautiful games.
Ooh, yeah. This is a rough freaking category too, except for Destiny.
Between Cuphead, Legend of Zelda, and Persona 5, I think those are your three front runners, honestly. And I think Cuphead's
Horizon though, man, like that look. Like I get it's more of a realistic look, but
right.
Yeah, shoot.
But Cuphead, because you're also looking at technical achievement and having the fact that this is all hand drawn, every part of it, that you can't beat that.
If Cuphead does not win this, I will quit every job that I have. I will quit all 4 jobs, 5 jobs. I will get a job to quit it.
That's good. Yeah, let's quit our jobs. I'll
I don't know what kind of statement I'm trying to make here, but yeah, seriously,
it needs to win. Yeah, Cuphead. Get cupped.
But what a year for it, man. Like any other year, it would have been like, I wouldn't have even thought twice, but shoot. Yeah. Thinking about Persona 5 or Zelda or Horizon, like good year for art direction, I guess.
Yeah, dude. People like great time to be good at drawing.
Best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Here you go. Which game that we have not played 1 second of will win? What Remains of Edith Finch, Nier Automata. I'm just going to say it different every time. I'm going to go back and forth. I will please everybody all of the time.
Nier
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Wolfenstein 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, this is another, again, like you said, we know nothing about any of these games. We know what we're getting with Wolfenstein 2. I mean, that's pretty much the one that wears it on its sleeve. This is one, though,
but I've heard I've heard the places it goes is
tremendous.
bananas. Like,
yeah. I want to see Wolfenstein.
I don't know if that makes a best narrative, but
I want to see Wolfenstein win something. But this is another one where I think that Horizon probably pulls this one out.
It feels like the most traditional answer, maybe. Like Nier has alternate endings, both which play on each other in ways that I feel like I won't understand, even if I didn't understand from not having played. What I understand.
And you know what? Understanding is so difficult with these games.
I don't quite catch what you're going for, but
I don't worry about it.
Hellblade, I have no idea about the story. Edith Finch. It's Nier. Nier's going to win. That's what it's going to be. So
all right. I am nearing the end of my patience with this.
Best Game Direction, awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design: Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, shocker on this one. I'm gonna go with Capcom. I think that Resident Evil 7, when it comes to taking a series in a totally different direction, building a brand new idea around it, using some stuff that ties into the older original things, but creating a brand new thing within the Resident Evil world, adding the VR to it, having that not only be added but be successful. Honestly, yeah, I think I'm rooting for Resident Evil 7 on this one, even though it's maybe I think it's an uphill battle.
Well, not having played a second of any of these games, it's a really hard decision, I think.
It's fair.
Wolfenstein 2, maybe bottom. Like, I get that it's wild and crazy, but I feel like Wolfenstein 1 was wild and crazy. This might be wild and crazier, but still, I feel like Legend of Zelda, I heard, had some crazy just innovation about it, like just as far as games go, period.
Sure, yeah, it had some great puzzles to it. The fact that you could snowboard on your shield board on your snow.
Game direction. Odyssey, I haven't heard enough about yet. Horizon Zero Dawn still seems here like beautiful game. I hear just maybe more middle of the road. It's just very traditional, I guess, is what I'm saying. As good as the game direction might be. Again, haven't played any of these, so there you go. That's
all right. Good.
What if we just do Game of the Year?
Game of the Year!
Wherein we recognize a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields.
There's at least one game in this that, because of that second part, should not be in here.
The heck? I mean, I get, okay, so it's Battlegrounds, right?
Yeah, it's just technically that game should not be in here.
I get there's been a lot of discussion around this game because it's not technically out yet. So there's been like, well, can it be Game of the Year if it's not technically out yet? You can pay for it still. You know, people are having an amazing time with it still.
Yeah, no. My issue is not. I mean, yeah, I still think I still think that I kind of, in the interest of quote unquote fairness, I guess, I feel like if you're in early access, you're not confident enough in your game to have it be at a nominated level.
Especially since that can be arbitrary. Like they can go 1.0 now.
Yeah, the game could
probably be a bad idea.
You have games like DayZ and stuff that have been in early access for like 5 years. You know, like how long is I mean, PlayerUnknown's, they keep saying they're going to do it, within the year or so. But freaking okay, great. It shouldn't be able to be Game of the Year until next year then. You know what I mean?
I think based on this description, across all creative and technical fields, like I feel like it gets dropped for the technical part.
No,
like they're requiring that part of this category.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
Is my biggest complaint with this is that technically the game should not be Game of the Year. It's riddled with hackers. It has all sorts of glitches that are just game breaking. It's got desync issues
that they're working on,
right.
And they've been doing, I feel like, a good job with. From
Absolutely.
What I hear,
still not delivering the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. They're not there yet. They're not there yet.
So we're looking at Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Persona 5, or Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, and this is one where between for me anyways, between Zelda, Mario, and Persona 5, because those are the 3 I've played.
I feel like I mean, again, it's been very early on Mario Odyssey. I haven't heard a ton about that, having not played any of these. Based on what I've heard, I don't see how Zelda.
Yeah, no, I think Zelda is would be the one that I would pick. I think my biggest gripe with that game has singularly been I just hate the whole weapon degradation, that the degradation stuff.
Right.
It's just so annoying to manage your inventory management for games like that is not fun.
We've been over that like 10 games ago. I feel like,
and that
like
is
we're to the point where I just don't buy games that have that now because I don't want it.
And that's the biggest issue with the game is that inventory management and the whole breaking weapons. But the overall story and the build and the play and the everything
world, right?
that world, like that Hyrule and everything they did with it, it's great. It's a great game. Period.
Is Odyssey a contender? Like I feel like those would be the contenders.
Definitely.
Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Odyssey is fantastic. It is legitimately a great Mario game, and they do some stuff that is different. I just got to. We'll talk about it on the regular Zero HP show.
The
coming up.
Actual real podcast, not this fake garbage.
We'll talk about that more tomorrow. But I just went through like one of the weirdest things I've ever been through in a Mario game that was like a music video, basically.
Okay.
Really freaking weird, man. Really
it worked
weird.
for Star Wars Connect.
Ha! Get your Han Scolo on. Han Brolo.
Oh, yeah. That's it. We did it. Game of the Awards, years done.
There we go. The awards for games of the awards of the year.
We're going to go to this thing. We'll be there. It'll be live. You'll see. We'll live broadcast the whole thing.
And hey,
GameAwards.com.
Send us text messages. Hit us up. Do something. Say hi.
If you have our number. If you don't, try a tweet. Did I live tweet the last one? I can't even remember.
I think you tried, and then I think there was an issue with it.
I mean, to be fair, I try every year, basically, is what it comes down to. But
yeah. I mean, I've learned from all my years in doing, like, living, don't try. So I'm not going to bother with it.
There you go.
But I'll be there.
Tune in for us not trying.
Yeah, don't expect any effort, but stop by. Say hi.
On Thursday.
Yeah. And if you're in person, stop by, say hi, because we got stuff to give out.
Are you going to bring the things?
I'm going to bring. I am, yeah. I've got.
I'm bring some of my things.
Well, that's we got things.
It's going to be so many things. Also, we're going to be in town.
Yeah.
We're going to be in LA for more than a day. So
yeah,
figure something out. Let us know. And we'll get back to you.
Sounds good.
On ZeroHitPoints.com.
Yep, I should barf.